Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. I hope that you enjoy this craft. I really enjoyed making it, and it's a really inexpensive, super cute, very rustic wreath. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Confessions of a Dollar Tree Addict. I'm going to be doing some crafting today, and hopefully you guys will craft right along with me. I'm gonna make a wreath out of a pool noodle, as you guys can see by the thumbnail. And I also have a huge stack of fabric and socks on this table that I've been basically saving for the last year, things that I felt would be gnome worthy. And I have a whole bag full of stuff that I'm going to share with you, and we'll make some gnomes together. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and maybe some cookies, and let's get crafting. So I did get this really beautiful owl ornament at the Dollar Tree. It has these plastic pine cones, red and black buffalo check, this beautiful white fuzzy fabric. And when I got it, I felt like it was just such a gorgeous ornament that it might end up having to be more than just an ornament. And then I decided that this tree skirt could possibly make a wreath with the ornament. And I started thinking about the pool noodle, and one thing led to another, and we're going to try to make a wreath out of this tree skirt and the pool noodle. The first thing I'm going to do is get some duct tape, and I'm going to cut about, I would say maybe 6 inches of the pool noodle off, because I think it's just too big for the size of this owl. It would get lost. Yeah, and I don't want to have a ton of things on the wreath. I don't really like wreaths like that. So yeah, I'm going to cut a portion of this pool noodle into one solid piece. I'm actually using packing tape because the Dollar Tree duct tape that I bought is not very sticky. And I do start from a ways away from where I cut, so I can really make sure that I get some good hold on this. I want it to stay round, and it does work. Actually, fairly easily. I thought it wouldn't work as well as it did. So now we have a cool round wreath form. Put anything you want on this wreath form. You can put floral picks, hot glue stuff to it. You could do whatever you want. I do have my hot glue gun here. But I really do want, I actually also have a red sweater because I really wanted to make just a red wreath because I wanted it to match my gnomes. But I know that a lot of you out there may not have a red sweater to cut up, and I want to make something that other people can make on a budget. So I'm not going to be using the red sweater, although I would have probably loved it with just the red sweater, or even a black and white sweater would be cute, or a Fair Isle sweater. That's that Nordic print that's all over the gnomes. But we're going to use the buffalo check because everybody probably bought these or can get them from the Dollar Tree. And it's an easy way to get the fabric. Or you could use one of those placemats. You could do a lot of things. Now I'm going to, of course, this does open. And I'm going to make sure that the opening is also where that opening is. That's going to be the like bad end. That's going to be the bad end, we'll call it. And you'll notice that where there is a slit, of course, it's easy to wrap it. So I'm going to try gluing it in a way that you could still see the white, little bit, and I'm going to make little cuts on the inside, not all the way down, but if you do go too far, it's okay. No one's going to see it. Just going to make little cuts so that it can go in the circle. You know, like how, like just little cuts like this. About an inch down. That's all. Just so that it's easier to wrap it around this and hot glue it. So I do a test run, and I see that it works best when you cut every every inch or so, an inch down, so that it will actually be able to spread out and not rip when you're trying to cover this whole form with the fabric. So I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm just going to make a straight line right in that center. And I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to glue that down all the way around. I'm not gluing this part down. I'm gluing the fabric that's sewn right to it because I sort of want that to stick out. Kind of like a pretty collar on a dress. That's what this is, sort of like this gorgeous owl's dress in my head is kind of what I'm doing here. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm just going to do that all the way around, not worrying about anything else right now. Once you've done that all the way around, you're going to have a area, more than likely, unless you're making a huge wreath, where the fabric overlaps. Ignore that for now. Just in case you need to adjust it, you don't want to cut it short. Now, remember how we cut it? We're going to cut it a little more, just a little, and we're going to make extra cuts this time because now we're going to start to wrap it around and then glue it down. It's not going to cover the whole back of this wreath. That's okay. I don't mind that. If you mind that, then you can get felt or something to cover the back of the wreath. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No one should ever look at the back of my wreath or the back of any of my DIYs. They're not pretty. So we're going to do that with the next piece, and then we're going to cut this one in half again so that we can spread that out, because obviously the tree skirt gets smaller. It's cone shaped. So we're spreading it back out. You guys understand? Okay. So let's start that. I'm going to start to glue it. You could even tape it down if you want to. If you're scared to glue it down because you think that it might be too confusing, you could tape it down and then go back later so you don't get intimidated by it. You can't really screw it up though, because at the end of the day, even if you cut too much, you could always just sort of squish it together. Once you have this part done, you're kind of home free. Once you've done that all the way around the whole wreath form, the other side will be completely covered. The other side will be completely covered. And of course, if you really look in there, you'll see that it's not totally covered, but you really don't notice it once you get the whole wreath taken care of. Now, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to embellish this wreath. I know that I love this, and this was the whole purpose of my wreath, But of course it needs some more things going on. It needs more, don't you guys think? So let's see where we're going to go with this. Now, I like to keep it very organic as much as you can with buffalo check, but I do like to keep it organic. And a bird nests, right? So I do have a bunch of jute cord and I love to use it. And he does have burlap in his eye, so I feel like you can bring it in even though we're still using the fuzzy, because he does have fuzzy. So I'm going to make a pom-pom. First, I'm just going to make a giant pom-pom. And you do that by wrapping it around your hand. We all know how to do this. But in case you've never seen it, we'll do one. You just wrap it around your finger. Or if you want a bigger one or smaller one, you just find something else to wrap it around as much as you want. I want a lot of nest, because that's what this pom-pom is going to be. I'm pretty sure I'm making a nest for my bird. Okay, so I think that's a lot, right? And then you just pull it off onto your finger, your hand. Don't let go or you have nothing. And of course, I can't find my scissor now. So I cut it off of the, make sure you don't lose that center though. And then I should have cut a piece to tie it with, but I didn't. So you need a piece to tie it with. And you just pull it through and tie it in a really tight knot. Have this piece I accidentally unraveled, so I get rid of that. And then once you know that you've tied the top, you could just cut the bottom and you'll have a huge pom-pom. Now, if you're making an actual like bohemian style pom-pom, you would wrap the top part, but you know, you would wrap it around. But I just did it so that I can make a nest. You guys see how that could be like a nest? And I'm going to glue it on the wreath so that the bird can be perched in it. I do have some of this because I want to have some texture in my bird's nest. So I do have some of this nylon jute cord that they had in the fall. And I'm going to do the same kind of pom-pom with this. I'm going to tie this one with the jute cord also because it's thinner and smaller. Make a tight, tight knot. And then, again, if you wanted to do like a bohemian pom-pom, you would wrap some jute cord and have this awesome, this would actually make an awesome pom-pom for a nautical wreath. I love it. Which I'll probably be doing in the summer. So I just cut that also. The first and last one were longer. And now we have some additional texture for our bird nest. See that? That's like a nice, healthy bird's nest. I'm loving it. I do love the idea of it having a nest, and I'm going to glue it in like that. So there are the two pom-poms we made, creating a nest. I do have a few of these awesome cinnamon brooms, and I'm probably going to add one to it because I love the idea of maybe adding some cinnamon sticks that I've actually I hold them, but I haven't brought them into my house. I purchased them, but I haven't hauled them yet. But I might add some cinnamon sticks to this. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go with it, but I'm really loving this really earthy, organic feel that I'm bringing to the buffalo check. I am gonna put something up here. I do have this actual burlap that I actually used in a different project, but I don't want a huge bow. So I might maybe just, you know, do like a bow tie bow, maybe add the pom-pom to that, some greenery, an acorn. Why do I always call pine cones acorns? I have like a ton of things that I've used in the past that I can add. Maybe I'll add, I think I'll add some of these in here as well. I have this bell. Maybe I'll just add a bell to it. But you can do whatever you like. And let's see what I come up with. So these berries I got from Joann's last year when they had been on insane clearance, and they're originally $5.99, but I think I paid maybe 60 cents for them, or $1.20. But I love berries that are dense like this because I hate it when you touch them and they break apart. I don't use them anymore. These berries are really dense and painted with a heavy duty paint that they don't chip or show the white inside, and I love them. I really love them. I feel like they have these almost every year, and even if I paid $3 for them, it would be worth it because you get so many berries to use, and you just end up using a few or maybe one sprig, so you have so many to use out of this. And of course, these are all part of the Dollar Tree evergreen garland, or we have a lot of other items that I can choose from, but I just wanted to show you guys this pick because I think, you know, sometimes the Dollar Tree does have a lot of really great floral, but when it comes to berries, not always. I'm very picky about berries, and I thought I should just let you guys know that if you want your creations to last longer, the secret to keeping them looking good is getting berries that don't end up getting mashed up where you could see the white and then they look damaged. Now, the berry sprig did have these leaves in it, and I'm thinking I might just do a regular little bow tie with the burlap and put the leaves in it. I want it to look like the owl made this. I just feel like I want it to be kind of tattered and frayed and make it look like the bird made this. This whole thing was like a creation of the bird, like a wild, organic, in the wild wreath. And making that burlap ribbon at the top and adding a jingle bell, and underneath it I did make one of those jute pom-poms, and I added the leaves and some cranberries and pine cones, and it was a very satisfying craft because I got to use a lot of things and greenery that were left over in my stash, and I really absolutely love how this wreath came out. I did add the cinnamon broom from the fall, and I feel like it's extending its life. I hate waste, and I just feel like it's really organic and that the owl created this little world for itself. This is its